way of life. Let's welcome Gerrie.
Good morning. Oh, good morning, CSL Foothills, and all of the virtual people online. I am so excited to be here today. I am a ministerial intern at the Center for Spiritual Awareness in West Sacramento, and I bring blessings of peace, love, and light from our senior minister, Reverend Rick Harrell. And I'm excited to provide to you today my message title. And my message title is, How Big is Your Ask? A-S-K. I just have to add that in there. And how big is your God? So this day we're going to talk about one of the basics in the month of January, and that is the way it works. I want you to think about the presence of God in your life. And as you think about the presence of God in your life, you realize that my idea of how big God is not big enough. Because any problem or concern in my life, I should be able to let it go and bring it to my higher power. That presence, that feeling within, that God presence in my life. So I feel that anything that I want is not too big for God, or is God too busy? The God presence within me, the vision is too big, and it is not big enough, or it's too much, or it's too small, or it's irrelevant, or it's too relevant for God to handle. And I am here to tell you that there is nothing too small, too big, too relevant, or irrelevant for God to handle. How big is your ask? How big is your God? So when I think about my ask, my need, my intention that I am sending out into the universe, it is extremely large. And what I want to see manifested in my life, that it scares me. And it should scare you. That intention, that ask should be so big that you think, oh, I don't know if I'm really prepared for this to manifest. Am I able to stretch, to evolve, to grow because of this big ask that I have? Well, there is no ask that is not big enough. And if my God is not allowing me to see this co-creating with me to make this come true, then my God isn't big enough either. And of course, we know God is infinite. God is humongous. God is infinite. So I ask you again, how big is your ask? How big is your God? So let me tell you today, when I go into prayer about something, when I set an intention, when I set an ask for something, it is so immensely large that it's like, I don't even know if this is possible, but I know with co-creating with God, everything is possible. Let me tell you a story. When I refer to God, occasionally I refer to God as my Father. I come from that Catholic background, so it's kind of hard to shake that off sometimes. But whenever I decide to do something, I already know that my Father has my back, has my best intentions at heart. My Father is always there to help me. My Father is always there to give to me. My Father is always there to love me. My Father is always there. That is the way I see it. So when I had decided once to purchase a vehicle, I remember my husband and I went to the car lot and we saw something and I loved it. It was a Jeep. And I remember the loan officer asking me, well, how is your credit? And I said, well, I don't know how my credit is, but my Father's credit is divine. Okay. And then the first thing I did is I got up and I excused myself and I went into the restroom. And when I went into the restroom, I began to pray for this or something greater. I'm praying for this or something greater because that is mine to receive, this or something greater. It took me a long time to get that idea in my head, to understand that that's what I'm praying for always. So after I prayed, I went back into the office with my husband and I was given the keys. Manifestation. When I purchased my last house, I prayed for this or something greater. I prayed for this or something greater, and as I made those prayers, that this good is coming to me was always here. It's always been here. It's always been mine. It was always mine to have, seeing only good, seeing only God, seeing only all the blessings that are here to receive. So I received in a vision one day that it was time to move. My husband and I had lived in our home for 7 years, and 7 years is a number of completion. We had completed that period there. So as I'm listening and taking in this vision, I'm saying to God, I don't know how this is going to happen. I don't know how this is going to be possible. But I remember receiving the vision and being told it was time to go. Gerrie, it is time to go. It is time to get your own house. It is time to get your own home. It is time to go. So as I said, I remember saying to God, I don't understand because I don't know how this is going to happen. I don't know how this is going to be manifested. I don't know that if I am told, but I do know that if I am told something from God in a vision or in prayer, that I need to move my feet and not ask questions. So I did just that. I went out, I got a realtor, and 4 realtors later, we were able to find the right realtor for our situation. And sure enough, a brand new house we moved into on November 22nd of 2015. So I say all this to say that sometimes you need to take that leap of faith, that step, take that opportunity of faith, knowing that the road you may not see, but the road that you are being given at this time is the truth. That is the road for you. I have never not taken the advice of Spirit. Once I have received it, if I am given a vision, if I am giving something in prayer, I do what is asked of me. And every time I do, I receive fruit. It bears fruit. So when I asked God about my ministry, I want to start my own church. I don't know how it's going to start. I don't know how it's going to be built. I don't know how it's going to be developed. I don't know how it's going to be manifested. But I do know I received a call from God to heal my people, all people. And let my people know I love them, all people. And when I heard that call, I knew it was not just a nudge, it was a push. And when you are pushed by God, you are pushed. And you need to respond to that pushing. It was a push, and when, as I said, when you're pushed by God, you need to move your feet. So I treated, I prayed, I meditated, I visioned, I journaled. I did all of those things, and I kept hearing that. I kept hearing those words. Start your ministry. Begin your journey. Heal my people. Show my people that I love them. Move forward. So now I could not sit back and I could suggest to myself, or I guess I could sit back and I could suggest to myself that no, I don't know what is happening. I don't know if I need to do this. But you know what? I feel many times I have, or many times when we have made decisions with our own mind, with our own thinking. How many times did those decisions bear fruit? But every time that I follow God, God leads me to every time I take the journey on the road toward God's determination, I am given fruit. I am seeing a manifestation. I am witnessing a blessing. I am feeling the love of God in my life. So there are many stories I could speak about today about how it works and how it worked in my life. But I want to look at your life. How many times have you been told from God within you that there is something else for you? there is something more for your existence. That there is something more for you, but you have been afraid to take that opportunity, to take that chance, to take that leap of faith, to believe in something more powerful than yourself. And because we sometimes do become scared, because sometimes we do become reluctant, because we sometimes feel uneasy, we miss out on an opportunity or opportunities. We miss out on a door opening for our blessings to come in. We miss a window to be opened for our blessings to come in as well. We miss our blessings. So I cannot tell you how many times an opportunity has come into my life and I have said, no, I'm scared, not me. And what are we afraid of? What is truly the problem? What is the issue that is stopping us from going forward? What are we afraid of? Are we afraid of being successful? Are we afraid of starting a new work? Are we afraid of, well, no one else is doing it, so maybe I shouldn't do it, or maybe it's not for me to do? But maybe you are the one to do it. Maybe you are the one to make it happen. Maybe you are the one to start the adventure. Maybe you are the one to start that new business. Maybe you are the one to start that coaching opportunity. And why not you? I always find it interesting that we use these tools that we are given, but then we feel apprehensive to take that leap that the tools have provided for us in regards to an opportunity. If you are giving an opportunity to change your life by changing your mind, do that. Be that person that chose to take that leap of faith. To be that person that chose to make that big ask. How big is your ask? How big is your God? Because you know how big your understanding of God is, and that is knowing that your understanding of God is infinite. Your understanding of consciousness, humongous. I see God as immensely infinite. So there is nothing that I could ever ask that is too large, that is too big, that is too much for God to handle. I would like you to do something for me, if you don't mind. I want you to lower your gaze, if you feel comfortable to do so, or close your eyes, and just give me this little moment with you. I want you to think about a big dream, an opportunity, an inspiration of something that you have wanted to see manifested in your life. That big ask that you have. And let's take a moment to dream. Because that is, to me, what life is all about. It is about dreaming your best life, seeing for yourself that life is a blessing. However, it is even greater blessing because you have allowed yourself to expand, to stretch, to evolve into something more than you have ever experienced in your life previously. And there is nothing wrong with wanting more in your life. As we know with the Centers for Spiritual Living, seeing our life differently, but blessed, and seeing our life blessed and filled with harmony, to be a blessing, to be a healing, to be something so beautiful that we are able to share that blessing with others. So your eyes are still closed. And I want you to take this time to dream, to envision something you have wanted all your life. Let's dream big, because that is what we are here for, to dream big. And once you've got that dream or that idea, I want you to say these words to yourself silently. I am a blessing to this world. I am a blessing to this world. And as a blessing to this world, my good is always coming to me. And as a blessing to this world, my good is always coming to me. I see my good all around me. I see my good all around me. I see the manifestation of that good happening right now. I see the manifestation of that good happening right now. And now I want you to open your eyes. And what I wanted for you, and I hope you felt, was that you have now planted in your subconscious, you have planted a seed that you can call an intention, an opportunity, a blessing to happen in your life, or your big ask. Allowing that opportunity, that seed, to be watered with prayers daily, knowing that there is that intention, that ask is yours to receive, knowing that it is coming for you as you are coming for it, knowing that it is a blessing in your life, and knowing that this is true. Yes. And as we constantly and consistently water that seed with the blessings and prayers and spiritual mind treatments, it will not be long before we will see that blessing, that prayer of intent manifested into a blessing in our storehouse for us. We have the soil, our minds. We have the seed, our ask, our intention, which becomes the plant, the manifestation in our lives. So today, I want you to think about ways for you to dream bigger, to dream bolder, to see your God as immensely infinite. And in some way, that this particular opportunity you have envisioned in your life is an opportunity to be manifested. We may not know when, we may not know how, but we know it is a blessing coming to you, and so it is. Amen and amen. Thank you. Thank you. So let's solidify this with prayer, because we know that everything that we ask for is heard by Spirit, by God. And it is because of these amazing opportunities that we have. We are blessed. We are loved. We are filled with all that there is. And all that we are is an amazing blessing of Spirit, of God. And so it is. So it is. So it is. Thank you.